So in this video, we're going to look at 7 objective questions in mathematics from 2010 JSCE, that's Junior Secondary School Certificate Examination. So the first question I have here is the number 3 question, and the question is, what does MMX represent? So MMS is the Roman numerals, right? So we have MMX, right? So my M in Roman numeral, it means 1000. It represents 1000. So I have another M there. M in Roman numerals is equivalent to 1000. And then I have X. X in Roman numeral is equal to 10. So if I add all these numbers, 0 plus 0 plus 0 will be 0. 0 plus 0 plus 1 will be 1. 0 plus 0 will be 0. And then 1 plus 1 will be 2. So therefore, MMX in Roman numeral is equal to 2010. So the correct answer to this question 3 is option E. Option E. Let's look at the next question. The next question is number 6. It's the number 6 question, and the question is express 0.25 as a percentage. Express 0.25 as a percentage. So a percentage is a fraction whose denominator is 100, right? A percentage is a fraction whose denominator is 100. So we have to express 0.25 as a percentage. So 0.25, how do we express this as a percentage? To express this as a percentage, all we need to do is just to multiply it by 100, right? So 0.25 times 100 is what? So 100 times 0.25 times 0.25. So I will just put the 0 here, 0.25, right? So 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 1 is 5, right? 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 1 is 2. 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0, and 0 times 1 is what? 0. So the next thing I will do is just to add the numbers, right? So what I did here, I did multiplication, and here I'm going to add the numbers. 0 plus nothing is 0. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 plus 0 is 5. 2 plus 0 is 2. So I have 2500. But remember that the number is in how many decimal places? It's in 2 decimal places. 1, 2, right? 1, 2. And then you have your decimal point here. So I will count the number from here. This is 1, 2. So I'm going to put my decimal points here. So this will be 25.00%, right? In other words, 25.00% is the same thing as 25%. So this is my answer to this question. Another way you can do it, instead of going through this long way, this is 100, right? So since we have 2 zeros here, what I would do is to move this decimal point, move it here, and then move it here. That represents the 2 zeros, right? So that will be 25%. So our current answer to this question is 25%. That means 25% means 25 all over what? 100. And like I said, a percentage is a fraction whose denominator is what? 100. So 25% means that the denominator here is what? 100. So let's move to the next question, question 8. And here, the question is, how many days are in 2 weeks and 4 days? How many days are in 2 weeks and 4 days? So you should know that 1 week, right? 1 week is equal to 7 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There are 7 days, right, in a week. So 1 week is equal to 7 days. There are 7 days in 1 week. So 2 weeks will be equal to 2 times 7 days, and that will be equal to 14 days. So 2 weeks is equal to what? 14 days. 2 weeks is equal to 14 days, right? And then we have 4 days. So the question again is, how many days are in 2 weeks and 4 days? So 2 weeks is equal to 14 days plus the 4 days that I have there plus 4. That will be equal to 4 plus 4 is 8, 1. So 2 weeks, 4 days is equal to 18 days. So the correct answer to this question is option E, 18 days, right? So let's look at the next question that I have here, and this is number 18. So the question is, a student is 15 years and 5 months. A student is 15 years and 5 months. How old is the student in months? So a student is 15 years and 5 months. So what we're doing here, we want to convert 15 years and 5 months to months. We want to convert it to months. Because the question is, how old is the student in months? So we want to convert 15 years and 5 months to months. So knowing fully well that 1 year is equal to 12 months, right? From January to December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. They are 12 months, right? So 1 year is equal to 12 months. 15 years, sorry, 1 year is equal to 12 months. 15 years, right? 15 years will be equal to 12 times 15. That's 15 times 12 months. So that will be equal to what? 12 times 15 will give us 5 times 2 will give us 0. 10, put down 0, carry 1. 5 times 1 will give us 5 plus the 1 you carried, that will be 6. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is what? 1. 0 plus nothing is 0. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus then I have 1 here, which is 1. So that's 180 months. So 15 years is equal to 180 months, right? So plus the 5 months that I have here, because we have to convert 15 years and 5 months to months, right? So I now have 15 years in months, and that is 180 months. Then plus the 5 months. So plus 5 months will give me 185 months, right? Plus 5 months. That will be equal to 185 months. So the correct answer to this question is option C. So my answer is option C, 185 months. Let's look at the next question that I have here. And the next question is number 9. Number 9. So the question is, find the number of seconds in 4 minutes 33 seconds. Find the number of seconds in 4 minutes 33 seconds. So 4 minutes, I'm to convert 4 minutes 33 seconds to seconds. The question is, find the number of seconds in 4 minutes 33 seconds, right? So knowing fully well that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So if 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, 4 minutes will be equal to 4 times 60 seconds, right? And that will be equal to 240 seconds. 4 times 60 will give us 240, right? So 4 minutes is equal to 240 seconds. Then we are to find the number of seconds in 4 minutes 33 seconds. So I will just add 33 seconds to this 240 seconds. So plus 33, that plus 33 seconds will be equal to 273 seconds, right? So this is our answer. So the correct answer to this question is option B, 273 seconds. Okay, the next question I have here is number 19. And the question is, the cost of 1 kg of meat is 2.5 naira, right? Calculate the cost of 2.2 kg of it. So if 1 kg of meat is equal to 2.5 naira, 2.2 kg of that meat will be equal to 2.5 naira times 2.2 kg, right? It will be equal to, if 1 kg of meat is equal to this, or cost 2 naira 5 kobo, 2.2 kg will be equal to 2.5 times 2.2, and that will be equal to what? So I'm going to come here and multiply 2.5 times 2.2, right? So 2 times 5 is what? 2 times 5 is 10, so I'll put down 0, carry 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 I carry is 5. 2 times 5 is what? 10. I'll put down 0, carry 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 I carry is 5, right? So that would be 550 when I add, right? So I have 550. Where will I put my decimal point? Here will I put my decimal point? So since I have a decimal point here and I have a decimal point here, and I'm multiplying, what I will do is just to count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So my answer will be in 2 decimal places. So this will be 1, 2, right? So that will be 5.5. So 2.2 kg will now cost 5.5 naira. So the correct answer to this question is option E, 5.5 naira. Let's look at the last question that I have here, which is number 26. And number 26 is to calculate the amount of rent for 5 rooms. Calculate the amount of rent for 5 rooms if it costs 1,500 naira for 3 rooms of the same size. Calculate the amount of rent for 5 rooms if it costs 1,500 naira for 3 rooms of the same size. So if 3 rooms, from this last statement, if 3 rooms cost 1,500 naira, one room, because the question is if it cost 1,500 naira for 3 rooms of the same size, right? So that means 3 rooms is equal to 1,500 naira. So one room will be equal to 1,500 divided by 3. So 3 here is 1, 3 here is 5. So that will be equal to 500 naira. So that means that one room is equal to 500 naira. Then the question is calculate the amount of rent for 5 rooms. So if one room is equal to 500 naira, 5 rooms will be equal to 500 naira times 5, and that will be equal to 2,500 naira. So the correct answer to this question is option E,